So the Better Fresh program is a program we started about 6 or 7 years ago, actually when I first got started here. And the idea behind that is to get as much local produce as we can into our menu. Well, why serve somebody an apple that has to get shipped from Washington or from New York when I can go down the road, 5 minutes down the road, and talk to Ben and say, hey Ben, I need apples for the menu for this week.
I really like making, all the fresh salads that we make here. Making fresh dressings are really good. It's good to see that we're making food that's good for people to help them out.
Well, healthy foods are really important for seniors for a couple reasons. Again, you've heard the adage before of garbage in, garbage out. So good food in gets good results. We try and use really fresh ingredients here, as you see in the salads. Like I said, we get a lot of farm fresh produce. You really can't beat that. As far as the nutrition stuff is concerned, we want to make sure we give them a good, healthy, balanced, well-rounded diet. Because again, they may not be able to eat anything else except for the meal that we give them that day. And we know for sure that one meal that they've got has got all the right calories, all the right nutrition, all the right vitamins and everything else in it that they need to have. All right, so our second salad for today is our white bean, spinach, and onion salad. It's gonna have spinach, baby spinach, great northern beans, red onions. We're gonna put, the dressing is gonna be made of Dijon mustard, whole grain mustard, oil, and white vinegar. So again, the first thing that we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start chopping our onions. We're gonna do about 1 medium-sized onion. Again, do you need to use a red onion? No, but it tastes a little bit better. And I'm cutting them and laying them down flat so they don't roll off the cutting board. Little trick here for you from the kitchen to us. So same thing, you're gonna wanna make sure these are somewhat in a small to medium dice. Just cut it down the length of the onion, turn it, and then just spin it the other way, and we're just gonna chop nice and small pieces. Because again, onion is good, but big chunks of onion people may not be that into. So same thing, we're gonna cut with the line of the onion. And again, another great place to get onions. You can get onions from the store all the time. Our suggestion, of course, is to find a local farm and get them from there. And again, our friends over at Shoals will be more than happy to hook you up with any kind of produce for any kind of salads that you're making. Gets down to the end, we can just do a little twist on it, and there it is. So there's our red diced onions. And no, I'm not crying, no tears. Too many years of working with it to get teared up.
That's why we have you doing it.
That's right. All right, so we got our onions in the bowl. We're gonna take another big can of the Great Northern beans, dump them in as well. And we're gonna take, this is a 16 ounce, or I'm sorry, a 5.5 ounce bag of spinach. We're gonna take about half of that and put that in the bowl with it. And again, if you're making bigger portions, you can always use more. But this is, again, for probably about a dozen people or so. Don't really have to do much with this. You can leave the stems on. It's all pretty good. And again, same as before, just mix it in the bowl. Make sure it's all nice and incorporated. And that spinach may look like a lot now, but once we get the dressing on there, it's gonna kind of do what spinach does and just kind of shrink down a little bit and not be so
This is a good one to make the day before and let it sit overnight. That'll help break down the spinach and get your mustard dressing all incorporated in there.
Yep. So look, there we go. All right, over to Bob for our dressing.
All right, for our mustard dressing, we're gonna start with whole grain mustard. Put in about 2 tablespoons of that. And then we go with about a 1/2 cup of Dijon mustard.
And again, whatever your preference is, brand, of course we got Grey Poupon, so whatever you'd like to use.
And then we go with about 1/4 cup of vinegar. This is white vinegar in this dressing. And then we're gonna blend that and add our oil. So we have a nice mustard vinaigrette here to go with the beans and red onions and spinach.
So our white bean salad, again, white beans are a great source of protein, fiber, magnesium, and iron. The spinach adds additional magnesium, iron, and fiber. The spinach is also a great source for vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, and potassium. Once again, we don't use any salt, so in order to get some extra kick out of the extra flavor, that's what the mustards and stuff is for, and the vinegar is for. Again, if you are a little uncomfortable making yourself a mustard vinaigrette, you can always go buy a store-bought one. It does the same thing. Like Bob said, this salad is best if you make it the night before and let it set. So if you see, he kind of added a little bit more dressing there in the end. That's just to kind of make it a little bit wetter, and that will actually dry up a little bit and be a little more solid tomorrow when you go ahead and serve it. But you want a little bit extra liquid in there just to help break down that spinach a little bit and kind of get all those good flavors married in there together.
And there we have it.
And there you go. There is our spinach, white bean, onion, mustard, vinaigrette salad.